Good morning. It is a Tuesday, 2 days away, a little over 48 hours away from the NFL draft right here in Detroit. Really excited about everything. Going to be a big day where I get to see that stage live and in person, take some interviews, take some pictures, stud prospects that are out there. Maybe I'll actually get to talk to anybody who's the Lions pick. Who knows? Would be amazing. Might not get to talk to anybody till day two. Who knows? I hope you're all having an amazing day. I hope your Monday didn't start off sucking. Ricky Scott joins us. Good afternoon, JV. Good morning, sir. It's going to be an amazing day. Let's get this show on the road.
Charles here locally in the community. Make sure y'all go check out New Cat Body by Jeremy Smokkin.
That's right. It's Lions Talk with just me, Smoking Jeremy B. Von Doom is busy working for Pepsi, busting his ass to make a living, and I can't blame him. He's doing fill-in work, covering for somebody that's off. So he's getting all the overtime he can, making his money, and good for him, good for his family. Mm. Love drinking out of this mug. My creamer is sweetened with the tears of Packers fans of 2023. That mug. That's perfect. Just shows that great fans think alike. So, what's on your mind this morning? What do you want to know? Because I'll go get out the draft Bible and read some scouting reports for you if you want. The mock draft pundits have no idea what the Lions are doing, and I think it's fucking fantastic because I don't know either. Dwayne Keene saying good morning to all, and I know what his next message will be. It always is the same, and I love it. Let's go, Detroit Lions, one pride, Kings of the North Division Championship title. Ken Fisher saying good day and go Lions, Jeremy. 100% Ken Fisher. I just, I'm excited. Doing a little research. And Adonai Mitchell actually isn't as good of a route runner as everybody thinks he is. He's just a dog and likes to go for the ball. He can break tackles. He has a decent size. But is he a fit? Yeah, I knew all about it. That's why I said I didn't want him as the pick. But at the same time, it's a Brad Holmes type of pick. Latu injured his neck 2 seasons ago and had to have reparative surgery. It was basically a broken neck. He had to have his spine fused, and it's a concern. Yep. I saw a podcast with St. Brown, and he said he wants Goff back because he's played with him his entire career, feels Goff deserves to be paid. Hey, JB from Keegan Eckerd. And he goes, I'd rather take Ricky Pierce all day, too. I've got people all over the board that I like. I mean, there's Brendan Rice. It's going to be a late day 2 pick. I like him better than Ricky Pearsall myself. I also like Luke McCaffrey. I also like a couple other guys that are late. Let's tell the Lions to go to bed in the latter first round picks. The Lions will be picking in the second round for their first choices. I've had that one. Pearsall is the Florida Gator, but he had stiffness in his neck. It wasn't broken. This happened almost four. Yeah, but he still had to have reparative surgery. He missed an entire season over it. He missed time last year over it, or 2 years ago. We haven't lost Goff. Good morning. It's a great day to be a Lion. One pride from Fred Peterson. Fruity Fred's in the building. I guess Jaden Daniels wants to go to the Vikings. I don't care who goes to the Vikings right now because Sam Darnold is their starter. That, that cracks me up, at least for the first 4 to 5 games. No, but his contract is up after the season, and right now we just don't have the money. Why? Why? Why are you scared of the Bears? Orlando. I haven't seen him yet. We got 16 watching and 6 likes. That's great. Paul who? Paul Jones. They haven't been here yet either. No, I mean, there was 2 years ago, he missed some time, and he missed some time 4 years ago, like you said, in his freshman year. Decker, Ra, Goff, all on their last years. I'm not scared. I don't know why people are scared of Swift. There's Orlando. There's Paul Jones. Young team, top 10 picks, top 5 defense. I got to see it for more than 1 year. They had a top 5 defense that couldn't score on offense. That's all that matters. That's what they've been saying on NFL Network, that he actually broke his neck and had to have it fused. NFC North on paper looks great. Yeah, the whole division looks good except for probably Minnesota, but they got the best wide receiver room. Bears will do Bears things. Anna Jones in the chat. Hi, Anna. Bear fans always said Swift sucked, but now he's there and they love him. And guess what? I've said Swift sucked. He's good for 4 good games and then he disappears every year. And it's not just injury. Last year he was healthy and he only had 4 good games and he disappeared. It's just a rumor. Do you see the Jets now drafting tight end Bowers? They could. I think they should go O line. Whose bottom is falling this year? The Bills. Yes. The Bills have absolutely no one at wide receiver. Their first 2 picks should probably be wide receiver or defensive backs. I personally think defensive backs. They probably will reach for Tyler Nubin and take the best safety off the board because they have nobody other than DeMar Hamlin now in that secondary. Who the Cowgirls have at wide receiver? They still have everybody but Michael Gallup. People are high on injury players. Penix, Latu, and Wiggins. Injured players coming out of college don't do much most of the time. We will truly find out how good Swift is because this is the first time he doesn't have a great O line, and that is true too. I agree with you about Swift. Good riddance. Bears need to draft a bunch of O line help. I think it would behoove them to trade back out of the 9th pick, get extra picks, and get more O line. They've got a decent wide receiver room. They've got good tight ends. They don't need Brock Bowers. They don't need a top play. I like Swift. He did all right in Philly. Tush Push stole a lot of touchdown looks for him. Swift stole a lot of touchdown looks for himself by going down at first contact just like he used to Orlando. That's why they went to the Tush Push because he isn't a goal line threat. He never has been a goal line threat. As a matter of fact, every touchdown pass he ever dropped was at the goal line. And 2 of those was in Chicago. I'm showing my age, but I seen Roman Gabriel died, was a hell of a quarterback during his Rams with career at the LA Rams. My condolences to him. But I want to give a shout out because it also is one of my fans' birthdays today who's been on my podcast and talked here. It's Lions Rumble, Lorenzo Allen. Uncle Lorenzo, happy birthday, young man. If you're out there watching, let me know you heard it. I wanted to give that shout out. Also, a shout out to a few others out there. Mary Krager is a fan of mine. She might be watching on Facebook somewhere. Ricky Scott says, "Happy birthday, Lorenzo." Um, it's crazy the things that have happened. I'm on the Gibbs train big time. However, he surprised me how good he is at breaking tackles. He's awesome. I, if we stay at 29, the pick on defense or offense, I don't know. That is the biggest conundrum. Swift was 20th running back in fan. I don't care about fantasy. I'm just saying I think we'd be better off money wise and everything else to trade back. Because then when the June 1st cuts and free agency opens back up, I'm going down to Farmington Hills to get to the hotel first thing in the morning. I don't know what time we're leaving the hotel yet. I know I can't check in till 11, but I want to get there early. I might go live in the morning Thursday. I won't guarantee it, but I will go live on Friday. I might not be able to do a show Thursday. You're absolutely right, Keegan Eckert. Go Lions all day long. Yes, sir, Eric Whitson. Good to see you. Glad to see you here. There goes our wonderful Xfinity internet dropping. That was my next question. Good answer. Um, 0 to 10, what would you rank the Bears O line? I'm done talking about the Bears now. I give it a 4. They're professionals. I'm never going to give them less than a 4. And Monty, what about the two games that Orlando, what about the two games that Monty missed when Gibbs went off? You're saying it wasn't all Gibbs then? Wouldn't it be beautiful if Sheila came out and announced our first pick, our first draft pick? I had to have a service tech out for my internet yesterday morning. A squirrel apparently chewed through my outside cord. I dropped internet 14 times in 48 hours. I hope it's fixed now. Amen. In the two games he missed, he had 128 yards and two touchdowns plus one receiving in the first game. And I think he had a 140-yard game in the next one. So, yes, he went off. That's the answer. Shoot the squirrel every time. Get a nice 22 caliber pellet gun with about 1,750 feet per second. You can get one at Walmart for about $110 with a scope. Guaranteed not to miss. Get the Beeman pointed pellets. Well, that really depends because there are good run defenses out there, and if you don't have a change of pace back, that the change of pace does help him. So, but it's not all Gibbs did a lot of it himself. Go look at what he did outside. When he ran outside, that's where Monty didn't really thrive. Monty thrives through the middle. Gibbs kind of thrived a little bit of everywhere. And every team does it. So it's not a cheat code, it's the commonplace thing in the NFL. So Orlando, are you telling me Gibbs is nothing special? Is that what you're thinking? Everybody thought Canine was special. He came back down to earth last year. I'm just saying Gibbs had more than twice the touchdowns Swift had when he was running with Jamal Williams here for us. Gibbs also had. Now that running back are cheap and thunder and lightning combos, so it's possible. Ken Fisher says he needs to watch more tape on Gibbs. Gibbs could be the best back in the league. I wonder how Goff would do if he had the Bears O line. Oof. Again, I'm old. Again, I'm old fashioned, but part of our success is the offensive line, not only for running, but of course passing. It starts there 100%. And Roy Bradow says if given more opportunities, yeah, he probably could be. But at the same time, I think Gibbs will be more of the focal part of the offense this year. He proved he can break tackles better. The old days of getting 30 to 40 touches is pretty much over. Yep, if they're not named Derrick Henry, which he doesn't even do that anymore. Remember that he used to get 40, 50 touches a game, and now he gets 25. It'll be the same with any back in the league, even the power backs. The pounding these guys takes, it's smart to spread the ribs. Who started it? Who started the running back by committee? What team is the one that got this to be the norm in the NFL? And if anybody answers anything other than the New England Patriots and their Super Bowl runs with Tom Brady, you're wrong. Titans tried it, but it wasn't as successful. Miami Dolphins, yeah, but that was after it was started in New England. Mm, Larry Zonka wasn't a running back, though. He was a fullback. Go look him up. Larry Zonka was a fullback, and Jim Morse was a running back. Go Lions and go to a dentist. Oh, nice. Nice of you to go ahead and pick on me. That's okay. It's a healthy I gotta get them all removed, and I know my teeth are bad, so nice to point it out. Thanks. If we do give up 29, would like to move down and get more picks and get depth on roster instead of going up to give up picks and whatever else. Yep. Ronnie Brown and who was the other one? God, I don't even remember. Ricky Sakat. My wife and I celebrate 19 years together today. She got me a national title shirt and a new blue Laporta jersey. She's the GOAT. Happy anniversary to Mr. and Mrs. Sakat. That was a jackass comment. Yeah, it's okay. People have it. People say stuff like that all the time. I'm used to it. Pick on me about my teeth. I have no fucks given. The Raiders did it back in the '80s with Bo and Marcus. Happy anniversary. Christopher is a sad, sad man somewhere, probably gay with what? No, I'm not going to call somebody gay. That's wrong. I'm not going to cut somebody down because they cut me down. What about the Lions, Steve Owens and Altie Taylor? I'll step in for Von Doom today. If I wanted to trigger Jeremy, I'd call both Coopers bums. No, that wouldn't trigger me. Eric Whitson also tells you happy anniversary. No, you know what? Go ahead. Make the jokes. I'm good with it. I accept what I look like. Hey, JB, who do you think is better, Chop or Darius? They are two different types of players. Um, I don't know if Chop is as good as advertised, and I don't know if Darius will be as good at the end as Chop will be. But I don't think Chop is going to be better than anybody who's above him on the list. And that's and I do think Latu can have a very good couple years, but I don't know how long he'll last. Walter Payton and Brian Piccolo. No, I don't appreciate that crap. You do a great job of the show, and you're very appreciated. Thank you. I appreciate my fans, and you know what? Everybody's entitled to their opinion, good, bad, or indifferent, ugly or great. I don't care. Diddy accepts it too. Funny, funny. That was good. Okay. How crazy is it that we can sit here and talk for a half hour to an hour every morning with absolutely no Lions news? Chop is like Houston, and Darius is like Pascal, and I think that's good. Just like assholes, we all got one. Amen. And usually they stink. Speculation will finally be all over soon. Thursday's right around the corner. Mm. I'm curious, who was the two backs? Bo Jackson, then Marcus Allen? Because I thought Marcus Allen had moved. Didn't Allen go to the Redskins after they had Jackson? Or was Marcus Allen the one they picked up at just before just before Bo Jackson got hurt? Because I'm trying to remember that. Okay, for 3 years, 1987 through 1990, they shared the backfield. First, I saw Spielman on the NFL Network. He's spilling the beans on players' homes like. Really? Share the news. Chop is that speed rusher that can do one thing. Robinson can do all of that as a tweener that can play edge and DT. That's two dynamite backs right there. Yeah, they had between the two of Marcus Allen in had 9 100 yards game. They were together for 3 years, and it was funny because Bo looked like a power back, but Marcus did all the short yardage stuff. Yeah, it's true. Was he a seventh round pick? Wow. Hard to believe he's only 8 years older than me. The 30 for 30 on Bo is an amazing show. Yep. Pick 287. It's crazy that we used to have that many picks back then. He was drafted first, but the team ruined his baseball eligibility, so he didn't stiff them. Bo Jackson led the nation in RBIs out of high school going into college. 100%. He was an amazing baseball player. John Riggins blew my mind. That dude was not fast at all, but what he was powerful. He would just run people over. See, I try not to do personal attacks on here, and I'll take them, and I'll tell you why. I've always been that guy. I'll turn the other cheek. You know why? Because you know what? If people want to be shallow, that's fine. If people want to talk about anything other than sports, that's fine too. Because you know what? I've been through a lot in my life, and I accept who I am and what I look like. If I could afford the $14,000 to fix my teeth, I'd do it. Pat Rothwell, how's it going? Smoking Jeremy. I bet you can't wait for the draft because I sure the hell cannot wait. Yes. Davis knew this and threw the seventh pick for him to try and convince him to play football. And Bo agreed as long as he came in after baseball season. Yep. Yeah, but if you don't know somebody, you don't go right cutting them down. Hasn't walked a mile in your shoes. It's fine. Tina Passarelli, good morning, my friend. Can't allow disrespect. It wasn't disrespect though. He said, "Go Lions and go see a dentist." That's not disrespectful. I will say that it's not disrespectful. Was it uncalled for? Maybe. We had a if we stayed at 29, who the guy we take? Um, it really depends on who falls there. I I don't know. I I used to think O line until I heard Brad in the presser last year. He goes, "I'm probably not taking an O lineman early because he will not take an O lineman because they won't correct the starting roster." And I kind of agree with that. Grand mal seizure when I fell and broke my neck and shattered teeth. Wow. I'm disrespectful. FTP. Now that I am now about teams. Amen. It's FTP, FDB, and FSKOL every day. I was raised by living color mama jokes. My roasting is in my blood. I was the new kid 13 times during my school years, and I never attended college. So trust me, I learned to take it, and if I have to give it out. The Michigan cornerback at 29, I don't like him there. Only one lineman I would take at 29 is Powers Johnson. I have no top teeth. Hey, I've got a little bit of all of it, and most of them are broken, and it's due to a medical condition that I have no control over. But I can't afford to get them taken out in the dentures. Someone wants to donate the 14,000, my cash app's right there. You can do it 500 bucks at a time, and I'll go get them fixed. No problem. So if you want to complain about it, send me the money. You say a tackle isn't out of the question, but I think it is. I think he's going to take one later. The thing about this draft, the only thing that everybody is saying is generational talent is the top four guys at quarterback. And now you're hearing talk about Drake May's mechanics, the fact that JJ was hid the last 5 games of the regular season by Michigan. Teeth are overrated. I already put a bet in $10 that we trade down while it was still at a plus 1,000. So that's 100 to 1 odds. I'll take it because I have the feeling we're trading down. Jeremy, if I was rich, you would want for nothing anymore. That's what I would do. Amen. I'm just saying, if somebody's going to make the comment that I need to go see a dentist, I know the price because I've seen a dentist. That's what I need. Can't wait for Thursday. Amen. And my smoking dad in the building. Hello, kiddo. I bet you can't wait until Thursday. No, because I'm going to be meeting with the publisher that morning. That's why I don't think I can go live on Thursday morning. I agree. I'd love to get a fourth round pick and a lot of good players in the third or fourth. I get to meet up with Scott, Candy, and George Eichhorn, the entire crew of the South Florida Tribune, Motor City Tribune, because it's all owned by the South Florida Tribune. And without them, I wouldn't be going. Not like this. Not with the press credentials and the NFL press credentials. I cannot stress how much I'm honored to get them. James Burgess says, "Hey, oh Ken." I can't wait either. Yes, because then all the speculation and the stuff is done. If we trade up, we trade up. If we trade back, we trade back. I am on the trade back train. I have been the entire time because I agree with a lot of what Brad Holmes said in his presser. If there was a lot of next generational talent at different positions in this draft, I would trade up. But it also depends on the price of trading up. And there's really only two. I'd rather trade up. We need quality, not quantity. JB, I think the problem is the people who listen to mock and when things don't fall the way they wanted, they get irritated. The top level of talent doesn't last very far in this draft. Amen. I see people my age skydiving, mountain climbing. Hell, I'm here at my age, proud as I can be. I'm able to slip one leg through my underwear and not fall over. Yes. Like Opie, I guess he's a stud. If we trade back, I want capital for next year. And I kind of think that's what he's leaning towards. This draft is thick at a few positions, one being QB, which we don't need. So the chances of getting a bargain go up a little. Absolutely. Like I said, if Bo Nix and Penix are sitting there still at the back end of that draft, somebody who doesn't have a great first round pick or decided to go a different direction than quarterback at the top of the draft, which is all a possibility, they could trade up and give us a first and maybe a second and a fourth or a second and a fifth. There is all sorts of things that could happen in this draft, and we just can't predict it. It's this draft is thick at a few. Oh yeah, we talked about that. Okay, next year's draft will be phenomenal. You know what? We said that last year, and now that the talent is here, it isn't as good as we thought. I'm just saying, you don't hear about next generational pass rushers. You don't hear about a next generational corner. There's a toss up on which three are the best corner in this draft, and they got it between Terrion Arnold, Kool-Aid McKinstry, and Nate Wiggins. But Nate Wiggins just got hurt too. It, it's all conjecture. But Wiggins, even though he's fast as hell, he's the best zone corner because he lacks the fluidity in his hips and change of direction skills. But what he does have is the speed to make it up and make a tackle before they get a touchdown. So that is huge. He's a good tackler. I think Terrion and Kool-Aid are probably the best all-around guys because they did both man and zone at Alabama. And when Terrion got sat down, he said, "I'll be back in the starting roster," and he made it back. He was only sat down for 4 games. Every draft is phenomenal on specific position groups. This year, wide receiver and QB are strong, and running back is weak. But the quarterback class is only strong at the top. It really peters out after that. After you get past Spencer Rattler, I don't think there's a day 2 pick in the quarterbacks. A lot say Quinyon Mitchell is the best corner. Yep, and a lot say, but he played in a small conference. Who'd he cover? So you got both sides of that argument too. This year's QBs are better than last year, but the talent doesn't last long. However, I think there is a lot of B grade. I think it's actually more C graded talent than B. That's just my opinion. I'm looking at what I've read, and you know, right now they say the strongest arm out of all of them is Joe Milton, but yet his accuracy is not that great. He struggles with the short. Yeah, exactly, JB. You stole my thoughts at QB. After Rattler, I don't think there is even a clipboard carrier, much less a guy who can win a Sunday game. Most drafts don't have more than 3 starting calibers, though, and I see 5. But you know what? We've seen 4 to 5 quarterbacks go off the board in the first round, except last year. We saw what? Well, we saw 4 last year, didn't we? I think the offensive tackles are pretty deep this year in the draft. I do too. I think you can get almost as good a quality as those top ranked guys later in from some of the smaller schools. I really like Crum out of Wyoming, but you're probably going to have to take him in the 6th round now that the big boards have adjusted. Brent says, I agree. It's not that good. That's why it's going to be difficult to have a great draft. It's semi deep. It's really hard to judge the guard and center group because the top heavy is good talent, and down at the bottom there's some good talent, but in the middle it's kind of mid. I mean, that's what I'm seeing. People rave about how good the Michigan O line was. With everything you've said, is why Brad will move back. He has to move back. Michael Carver. I can't wait for us to welcome Caleb Williams to the league. Yeah, because our pass rush did improve every year, despite not using a pass rush as much as we should have, which is crazy. Is that a testament to coaching, or is that a testament to the talent on the team? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Every couple of years, it seems like the college players are getting bigger and quicker and even more intelligent, what they're able to attain through college, even high school these days. That conditioning, weightlifting, and studying. This is true. Like one of the higher end O lines, if possible, especially if we have Fraley. Yeah, it's a good take. Any possibility you think might happen trading up? I think it's less than 5% chance we trade up. Both. Coaching, Aaron Glenn sucks. Zero chance. I say it's 5%. Trevor Keegan. Great show, Jeremy. Hopefully, I can catch you tomorrow. Yeah, I will be here tomorrow. 100%. Okay, 5. He'll take it. Well, it's that time of the day when I start to go through our sponsors, and we always have our favorite. It's always right here. It's these guys. Fuck the Packers, as Von Doom would say. Put it in the chat. An FTP. It's not the florist. It's not free the puppies. It's not found the poodles. Now you say AG doesn't suck, but at the same time, he's a Pro Bowl corner that can't develop a cornerback. Um, he has yet until Dan Campbell put his hands on the defense after the Chicago game, like he said in the presser. We didn't get aggressive. I think he's going to be a better. I honestly think he's going to be a better head coach than defensive coordinator, but it won't be for us because Dan Campbell is our coach. And I'm not saying he can't coach. I'm saying he's not good at the defensive coordinator thing. Really think Brad will get an edge in the first round, but after that, I'm not sure what he'll do. I mean, because you only got 4 guys that are good, and there's teams ahead of us, a lot of teams ahead of us that need edge help. I want us to trade 29, 61, 1, a third, and later picks next year for Jared Verse. I don't like that. I don't even think Jared Verse is the best pass rusher on the board. 60 hours from now, we'll know how our first round went. Gotta fly, y'all. Have a tremendous day. And I mean, I think Dallas Turner is better than Jared Verse. He says, "Oh my gosh, that's too much to give up to me." I think there's, I think there's a lot better talent in the middle rounds than people predict. But at the same time, okay, Michael Carver, let me put it to you this way: if he's that good at coaching, oh, they've been tapping the like button, James Burgess. I'm actually impressed. I have 17 people watching and 11 likes so far. It's actually pretty good. Uh, and Chop isn't that much worse than Verse. I think he is. What time is the first team on the clock? 8 p.m. Thursday is when it starts. Chris Baswell will be a line. I like that in the second round better. But let's see. We had the 32nd defense in 2021 because it took 10 weeks before the defense started to play good. Remember in week 10 when we tied Pittsburgh and then we went on the 3-2-1 run at the end of the season to end up with the 3 wins, 13 losses, and a tie. Uh, we haven't got the details on when. I know we got to be there well before the draft, so we're probably going to be there probably like noon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, which is why I probably won't be going live Thursday. But the next year we went from 32nd to 27th. We improved greatly in the run game, but stayed pretty much stagnant at 28th in pass defense. He ruined 2 corners in 2022. I do not want Chop. No, I agree. Sorry about that. Ooh, gotta wet my whistle. As soon as I hear who's making the call, as far as the historical lion and the regular lion that makes a pick and the fan pick, God, I hope I'm sitting there and they say, "Hey, you want to make a pick for us?" That'd be great because our corners were not great. Sutton was a CB2, not a one. We had 4 to 5 starters hurt. Oh, we were fifth worst defense at creating pressure last weekend. Davenport might help if he stays healthy, but can't depend on him. I think Betts is going to actually be better than people think. That's just me, but he's not a Lion player now. Houston's back too. Okay, fifth worst in creating pressure last season, right? But we actually improved in sacks because of the talent on the team. So if the talent on the front end gets better and creates more sacks, isn't that also supposed to help the secondary play better? Because we've all said if you create more sacks, the secondary gets better. And the proof was the last few games. Amen. If it wasn't for Hutch, we wouldn't have had hardly any sacks last year. We had 11 and a half sacks from him. We had 5.5 from McNeil, and everybody else was below that. Right on about Betts. Betts is very quick. I hope he pans out. So let's say I think Betts has a chance to crack the starting roster. Only that many it feels like double. Yeah, he had 11 and a half sacks, which is better than the previous year because he had 9.5 his rookie year. And it was also Dan Campbell started helping with the defense because we weren't aggressive as enough. Is his exact words, and he had to put his hands on the defense. Hutch had a ton of pressure, so hopefully someone will do the same so Hutch can get more sacks. Yeah, Hutch was the only one consistently getting pressure on the defense. That was the problem. But at the same time, it's time to talk about the sponsors because it is time for me to start getting ready for work. Gloss Negron, the best window tender in Saginaw at 409 Hamilton Street, 989-443-9240 is the number to call to set your appointment to get your windows tinted. He also does auto detailing. Give him a call. Check him out. He's on Facebook. He's also on Snapchat, and I believe he's on TikTok. And of course, my place of employment, right at the corner of South Grand Traverse and West Atherton Road, right here in Flint, Michigan. 602 West Atherton Road to be exact. Brandon Service, the best place to get new or used tires. We have the best prices on used tires in Genesee County installed, starting at $40 a piece. And we also can get you quotes for new tires. All you got to do is call and talk to George Red or myself, 810-233-8230. Let's talk about golf. He needs that extension. He wants money this year, and we don't have it to give him, so that's why it's not done. We pretty hard on the NFC North champs, aren't we? Yes. See y'all. Have a blessed day, JB. Orlando Escobar, trust issues. Not hard on him. Just bring up ways we need to improve. You're right. I think we are in much better shape on paper on D. Let's keep the injuries down. FTP, I'm out. I like it, Michael Carver. I'm not trying to be. What are you talking about? Did you hear what I want to get? I want to get a chance to talk to Caleb Williams before he goes out on the stage for the first pick. I want him to end whatever he says on the stage with an FTP. I'm going to try to get that out of him if I get a chance to talk to him. It would be epic. Don't you think the first pick go look up? All right, FTP. Yeah, Ina says, "Yes." That's my goal. My goal is to try to talk to Caleb and get him to say FTP at the end of his, first pick induction speech. But thank you, everybody. Been a great day talking Lions, having a good time with y'all. I hope you all have a blessed day. Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. It's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here in your heart. Love every single one of you. Ricky, Orlando, Melanie, Roy, all of you guys. Michael Carver. First time I seen you in here in a minute, and it was great to see you. Virgil, Brent, James, Pat, Smoking Dad, Roy, Ricky, of course. I hope you all have a blessed day, and we'll see you tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. And I'll also be available for the last NFL roundtable talks before I leave on Thursday morning. I'm so excited. I'm less than 48 hours from being on my way to the draft. You know, back in the day, it was a pipe dream to get to the draft because it was in New York City. But who knew? Just writing a few game reviews and everything else. Again, God bless you, everyone. They neutered those NFC North fans other than the Lions because they all get retarded